Welcome back to Worm Watts, where we harness the God-given power of compost worms to transform organic waste into amazing living fertilizer. Now, as you'll see here, I don't have any worms or any worm bins out, and that's because today we're going to be dealing with the powerhouse, really, behind the compost worm, and those are actually the microbes. And so today I'm actually going to be working on using lactic acid bacteria, specifically lactobacillus, to lactoferment some spent coffee grounds that I was able to pick up in my local community. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with that. I'll introduce you to what you're looking at right here, and then we'll proceed forward. So right here, we have lactic acid bacteria serum, or lactobacillus serum, that is kind of dormant because I've placed it into a supersaturated sugar solution. And right here I've got a half-liter bottle of rainwater that I collected. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this little dropper here. If I can get this open. Looks like the sugar really crystallized around there. All right, so I'm just going to use this dropper, and I'm looking to dilute this by about 1 to 100. So since this bottle contains about 500, or filled would contain about 500 mLs, I'll go ahead and put in about 5 mLs of the serum in here. So there we go. That's about 5 milliliters, give or take. I'm not being super precise, but I know it's at least 5 milliliters, so that'll work. And I'm just gonna go ahead and shake that up. This is what we're going to use to inoculate the spent coffee grounds. So without further ado, I'm going to slide this to the side. Oops. Slide this to the side to make way for this 5-gallon bucket here. And in the bucket you can see that I've got some leftover substrate I was using as my bokashi brand. It's not very much, so I'm just leaving it in there. And now I've got my spent coffee grounds. I picked these up from Starbucks. We have some local ones that participate in the Grounds for Gardens program, so it's kind of nice. Throw that open. And we're going to pour in the coffee grounds. Those are some nice hefty bags of coffee grounds. So you can see I've got a significant portion of that bucket filled up already. And here's a second bag. You can do the same thing. Before I go and pour the entire bag in there, I'm actually going to go ahead and pour some of this in here so that it can penetrate, hopefully, to the grounds all the way at the bottom. And now I'll pour on the rest. And we'll use some more of the serum and kind of try to Pour that on. And I've got this little bag of coffee grounds that I picked up from a different location today as well. Go ahead and untie this. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be able to divert some of this waste, because it would otherwise just be going to the landfill. So really grateful to the baristas for taking their time to gather these up for me. So we're basically full of coffee grounds in this bucket. And I think I may need to go ahead and reload this bottle with more water so that I can again inoculate it. This time I'm going to go ahead and get the serum in there first and then fill it with the water. So I'm getting about 5 to 6 mLs in there, just enough to make sure that I have the concentration that I want. And I will be right back filling this. All right, I've got another bottle of this diluted lactic acid serum, or lactic acid bacteria serum rather. And I'm pouring that through this bin. And the magic, or what I hope will be magic, really begins when we close up this bin and leave it for about 2 weeks. My hope is that the liquid will have really gotten to all of the portions of this bucket and will help to inoculate that with the good stuff so that it ferments, and then I can use that. I'm hoping to use that in the worm bins. By fermenting it, we're allowing the lactobacillus to really colonize they will colonize the coffee grounds, and they'll, with that, then when we add it to the worm bin or to the brown materials, it'll be full of microbes, and that's really what we want, okay? When you're looking to feed worms, it's a lot easier if your food is already teeming with microbes, and so that's really our goal in doing this. So I'm really excited. One of the neat things that I've got coming up is that we're hoping to start a new bin. I know that there's been a lot of waiting, and we're on a bit of a hiatus, but still have plans to continue to grow the number of bins that we have. So I hope to see you in the next episodes, next videos, as we continue to work on this. But this is going to take about 2 weeks, so we're not gonna see this bucket for a little bit, but we've done what we need to do. It's not too complicated. So thank you for watching. Thanks for watching the process, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye.